Russell Westbrook had a night, but wait till you hear who says he's the second best point guard ever. And this guy's name doesn't rhyme with Nick. Anthony Davis says the Lakers are back, but should Lakers fans be equally as confident? And all eyes on Mac Jones in New England.
Look at the walk.
Will he be
Look
the
at the
starter for the Patriots come week 1? Brandon's not having Max walk. Says he needs to work on that. But maybe everything else is ready to go. Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Jen and Nick. Brandon's all fired up already. But Kevin Wilds, Mac Jones, Cam Newton. Do we have a quarterback? Is that what I smell? A quarterback controversy?
Ooh. No. Well, we probably will go sort of like a New Orleans Saints route and start them both perhaps on the same play. You know, both quarterbacks on the field at the same time, Jenna.
Same play, same time. I love it.
It's brewing.
A la Taysom Hill. We will get to that, but once again, we got to start with Aaron Rodgers because once again, it's becoming more and more likely the MVP could actually be moving on from the Green Bay Packers. But where would he go? So Fox Bet Sportsbook still has Rodgers staying in Green Bay, but after that, they've got him going to the Broncos and then the Raiders. And speaking of Denver, Rich Eisen had some interesting words on the topic on the Rich Eisen Show, appropriately named. Listen to what he had to say yesterday.
I heard he would happily go to Denver because they've got the weapons, they've got the spot. He doesn't care that it's in Mahomes' division. He would actually love to personally beat Mahomes. He would love to send Mahomes to the wild card every single year. This is what I've been told.
Wouldn't that be something? So it just adds another layer to all the drama, right, Brandon? Would Rodgers be foolish to want to play in the AFC West with Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, I mean, after bolstering that offensive line and making a few tweaks on the defensive side, probably. I don't know how you get it done. I mean, this is their NFL to lose when you talk about the Chiefs. This team is stacked. Patrick Mahomes hasn't even entered into his prime yet. But this is what players do. You know, I remember Russell Wilson was asking for a trade, and one of the teams on that list was the Las Vegas Raiders. And I talked to somebody in this camp, like, why would he go there? You got Patrick Mahomes. Like, I don't care. Like, why would he care? He wants that, you know. So when you think about these greats, you know, it makes sense. And I gotta apologize to LeVar Arrington, Nick. You know, last week, LeVar was on the show, and we had the same conversation. He was like, you guys are missing the point. He cut you off. Actually, you were talking. He's like, you guys are missing the point. He wants to go to the AFC West because he wants to compete against Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? This makes absolutely no sense. But maybe he was right, you know, because when you think about this conversation around the GOAT, it's all about the passing of the torch. Tom Brady passing the torch to Patrick Mahomes. He's no longer in that discussion. A few years ago, he was, before Patrick Mahomes emerged. We were talking about Aaron Rodgers and how great he was, and we've never seen a quarterback like this. So now you go to the AFC West, and you get an opportunity to beat Mahomes twice a year, win a division. Now you're back in a discussion. You know, that's the only thing that I miss about playing ball, Nick, is checking off the boxes. Like, man, you got Chad Ochocinco here, you got Terrell Owens here, you got Marvin Harrison, all these guys. Let me pass them on this list, do that. Like, so, you know, it's about the chase and it's about the thrill, you know, so it makes sense to me, Nick.
So, yes, we either collectively owe LeVar an apology or we have snuffed out, or we have scented out the Rich Eisen source that it was LeVar Arrington, that LeVar is the one telling Rich, I heard he wants to go to the AFC West. It's one of the two. It's probably the first one. Now, I heard Wild say, when you were talking about Aaron Rodgers kind of reclaiming the throne. Wilds, I don't think Brandon's saying in the GOAT conversation. I think he's saying in the best quarterback alive conversation. Because even the folks who said Brady has accomplished the most, Brady, you know, call it 5 years ago, had passed Montana. A lot of those same folks were saying, but Rodgers is the best quarterback playing right now. And no one's saying that anymore. I know he just won the MVP, but everyone understands the guy in Kansas City is the best quarterback playing right now. I think everybody mostly understands it. But this would make sense for Rodgers because he doesn't want to leave Green Bay because it's not a winnable division. the wanting to leave Green Bay is about respect and appreciation. And of course, Rodgers thinks any team I'm on can win a championship. And by the way, the Broncos have a good roster. They just haven't had a quarterback since John Elway other than Peyton Manning. So they've gone 20 years where they had one stretch where they had a quarterback. Sorry, Jay Cutler. Again, I always have to apologize for Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler was fine.
Jake the
but they
Snake?
haven't
You
had
don't
a
like
star.
Jake the Snake?
Yeah, he was fine. But again, they haven't had a guy that could compete on the highest levels other than those few years with Manning.
That's right.
And so I get why Rodgers would want to go there. Also, the thing is, and you're going to think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not, no matter what division you're in, probably no matter which conference you're in, if you're going to want to win the Super Bowl, you're going to have to go through Patrick Mahomes. The last 3 Super Bowls have either been won by Patrick Mahomes or the team that beat Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl. So, like, it's not like, well, we can avoid him. He's going to be there at the end of the year no matter what. So you might as well try to make his path harder by winning his division. So, yeah, this makes sense to me that Rodgers would want to go. They've invested in the wide receiver position heavily with Hamler and with Jerry Jeudy. I think they have a good team. Von Miller potentially coming back, helping them out. I like that roster. Just Drew Lock had them drawing dead last year, so it makes sense to me, yeah.
Okay, I will say it kind of makes sense to me. And this whole story has been wildly confusing to me personally. I've also been vaccinated against nonsense, so it's been a real hard time sort of inoculating my system with how the twists and turns of this narrative, Brandon. To me, like, all right, I can go to the Broncos, a team that I've never played for with a brand new squad, and try to pull a Tom Brady 2.0, or I can stay with the Packers, swallow my pride a hair, just a little bit, and a team that went 13-3 back-to-back years, went to the NFC Championship back-to-back years, and lost to 2 GOATs, Jimmy Garoppolo and Tom Brady. So, Brandon, if we're talking about burnishing his legacy, rather than beating Mahomes twice in the regular season, which literally no one cares about except Nick Wright when it comes down to your legacy, wouldn't it be better to just stay in Green Bay and then wait for Tom Brady in the playoffs and maybe beat him? You beat Tom Brady in the playoffs, you become something. Right. You beat Patrick Mahomes in the regular season, you get to drive your bus around Arrowhead. So I would say it's a smarter move, stay in Green Bay, try to beat Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but why did Tom Brady leave Foxborough? Why did that marriage end, right? Like, why? Because egos are involved. This is a billion-dollar business, multi-million-dollar athlete. So what does that mean? Egos. Like, I don't understand it. You know, yes, the best place for Aaron Rodgers is in Green Bay. Figure it out. Sit down at the table. Go add a Charles Woodson type player that can, you know, turn the ball over and give you extra possessions. Like, make sure you have what you need. But it seems to be the same story since 2010, 2011, since they won a Super Bowl. They're always a good team. Outside of Aaron Rodgers breaking his collarbone, they're always in contention. But what's going to give them that edge to get over the hump? So, you know, hopefully they sit down and work it out. But at the end of the day, it just might be time to move on.
And Wilds, I don't totally understand why you're confused by this. This is not about X's and O's. This is about the egos and hurt feelings and anger and the personal side of professional sports. And I would say, like, you're analyzing this like it's Madden and you're playing GM mode. But even in the newest Madden, if you insult someone that you're trying to re-sign, they will come back and say, I'm leaving. Even on Madden, egos come into play. This is Aaron Rodgers. He's pissed. And, like, it's not going to be about, well, I like my chances against Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins. It's about the Packers. That's true. That's true. If offered, you got to be careful with that first free agent offer in Madden, man. Yeah, they'll walk. They'll say, I refuse to sign with you. It's a big situation, Jenna. That's a true story.
It's too realistic.
But Wilds, you did say a word which I thought was really interesting, and it's legacy. And you have to wonder whether leaving Green Bay bruises his legacy in any way with what he has already built up there. We have so much more to discuss with regards to Aaron Rodgers still to come on the show, but we got to talk some basketball. Russell Westbrook was everywhere last night. Back on the old triple-double train. Is he actually the
Why
second
not,
best
baby?
point guard ever?
Why not?
We'll have that.